Guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the coronavirus in Thailand. As far as the prevalence of the coronavirus is concerned, I would say that we have done such a good job since the crisis began in January. As of now, we have the total confirmed cases at 3,017, and sadly, of those 56 people have lost their life, and we share grief and sorrow to every family who lost their loved one. Right. I personally thought no one should have lost their life in this crisis. Despite all sorts of grim scenarios and predictions that we were told by some medical experts and doctors that if we did not protect ourselves properly, we would end up in such a horrible conditions where 100,000 of people could be infected, 1,000 or 10,000 could die because of the ravages of this disease. Our hospital could be overwhelmed by load of patients in a scale that we never seen before. Our healthcare system could be collapsed because of this crisis. So as of now, that has not happened in Thailand. The success that we have today, I believe it comes from collective responsibility and the good spirits and the sense of unity that everybody in Thailand has been sharing during the peak of the crisis, right? If I would place for anybody as a hero in this crisis, it isn't just only our governments who have shown their leadership in fighting through this pandemic, but also doctors, nurses, the medical workers that have been dedicated in fighting with this virus on the front line in order to save and protect our lives, and also the health authority who has been informative in telling people how they should live their life, wise to prevent the spread of the virus is first and foremost. But ultimately, I think Thai people has been fantastic. They have been tolerated, they have been resilient, they has been disciplinary and obedience to the governments, and they have given full response to the measure that the governments put in place. So as a result of that, we could have come out from the peak of this crisis at the very least damage that could have done to our country, right? As we are now at the turning point, so I think Thai people deserves a bit of self-admirations and the relief from stress and anxiety that they could have had in the past few months, right? However, it's a matter of fact that the war hasn't ended yet, the virus hasn't been extinct, it's just being contained by people adhere to the measure that the government have put in place. So things like social distancing still has to carry on, the personal hygiene still first and foremost to everybody, and wearing masks when getting out into the public congregations still has to be strictly followed. So this kind of thing has to be under great care and cautions, right? If we fail the rule or the measure that the government has suggested, it is highly likely that the virus can come back rapidly. As I mentioned, it hasn't been extinct, just being contained. If it that happens, so it might lead to the second peak of the infection. I'm not sure whether how capable we are if we have to face the second peak, right? How much resources we got left from the fighting through the first peak of the crisis, right? So the consequence might be severe if we fail in the second peak, right? So everybody has to remain under great care and cautions. So we can't let the second peak happen. As we are now approaching to the next stage of this crisis, while the virus seems to be less aggressive, it has been diminishing, right? But our economy has been beaten badly in the past few months. We were rushing to save people's life, is first and foremost. So we were forced to abandon our economy because of the measure that the government put in place, like the closed business, shut down shopping mall, restaurant, all activity has to be cancelled, right? The people were told to stay at home. The children cannot go to school. So that has tremendously destroyed our economy, despite all sorts of measures that the government have put in place in order to help people on the economic support or the financial support, like the subsidizing scheme that we give to the unemployed people or the people who are living in the poor conditions, right? So the government has spent lots of money in this source of humanitarian aid to our people, but those are the short-term measures. But when it comes to the reopening our country, we try to reopen our economy because we have to seek the way how to bring back people into the normal life, right? So it is challenging that lying ahead to everybody in Thailand. The government still has to work hard and then come up with some sort of economic policy or the package that could help to rebuild our economy again. It has to be strong and sustainable economy where everybody in Thailand can rely on from now, right? So it is challenging, as I said, and now we are beginning to moving toward that goal. It is still vulnerable on the points of the virus, right? So while we try to rebuild our economy, we try to reboost the business. We still have to be under great care of not allowing the virus to come back again, right? As I mentioned, if it does happen, I'm not sure whether how capable we are, right, to cope with the second peak, right? Anyways, I think we are moving toward the optimism. We see the light at the end of tunnel. We would be the very first country that can declare the victory in fighting through this crisis. So that the situation in Thailand, guys, I hope that you feel being informative in watching my video, and it gave you some sort of picture that you might want to see what is happening elsewhere outside your country, right? As something is happening in Thailand. Right, okay guys, that's all for this video, and thanks for watching, and we see you next time in the next video. Right, okay guys, bye bye for now, bye bye.